Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations in all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. We're going to go ahead and ring the bell. We're going to clear out the energy this morning and we're going to see what the message of Spirit has for us. Someone now has clarity. They stop listening to the chatter in the background. Somebody now has clarity on this whole situation about this union. Hey, Grand Rising, K Hypsee, and how it's affecting them, how their ability to not see a situation or not want to see a situation, how it's affecting them. They don't want to fight anymore. They don't want to be at odds with you anymore, and they definitely don't want to gossip about you anymore. Confirmation. They want to call you, but they're afraid to call you because that same way they rejected you, they're afraid that you're going to reject them. Hey, Robert. Bottom of the deck. It's the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who's seeing that, how you gave to somebody, how you actually provided for someone. You may have even given your more than your fair share, but yet instead of them appreciating it, it's like they was giving you the evil eye. They're seeing, or you were receiving the evil eye from somebody. But, they're thinking of what you represent. You represent that true love. You represent that abundance, that kindness, everything that the Empress is representation of. Someone is now having that clarity about who you are. Yeah, somebody sees that, maybe they invested time with this warlock. Somebody that was a hater. Somebody that would try and speak this stuff about you to cast these aspersions, but they're no longer going to do that. Like I said, somebody realizes that they were around somebody who was speaking lies, who was doing word magic. And they realized that it was like this word magic was going around faster than what they had, anybody could ever imagine. This is somebody that is feeling overwhelmed and overburdened now. Because now it's like this person has these burdens to bear. Hey, Alicia. Grand Rising to you too. Did I say hello, Robert? Someone has these burdens to bear on their own. Like somebody they celebrated too soon. They celebrated too soon, thinking that, they was listening to a liar, believing the liar, and celebrating with this liar. But now they're finding out that they celebrated too soon. They're feeling left out in the cold. They're feeling rejected. And this is like after they left you out in the cold, left you feeling rejected. Hey, Shane Shay. But now it's like this person holds you in high honor. Now this person sees that not only are you a fighter, not only did you gain victory on their situation, but they wrongfully accused you. You were wrongfully accused. They wrongfully believed the accusations against you. See, somebody was sitting here lying on you, talking about, they were saying that, you appear very sweet. very innocent, very kind, very gentle. You show love to all, but somebody was lying saying that you was giving everybody love. Like you was more turns than a doorknob. Now they realized those were just false accusations. Those are just manipulation. Somebody said that out of jealousy, envy. Like I said, you had a hater. Someone's realizing now that they were hanging out and believing your hater. Everything is turned back around now. Everything is turned back around because there's some information that came in to turn the whole situation around. And the information that came in was the truth about you and the fact that you spoke the truth. Not only did you speak the truth, but you even spoke the truth to this person. You made a judgment call. You told this person, what was up, what was going to happen, what somebody else was going to try and do, and like I said, you spoke the truth. This person, they see that you have a something about you, whether it's, I feel like these are your gifts. These are your God-given gifts. And they didn't believe that you had these gifts, but they believe it now because time has, gone on, and the more they see you, like the more they see you progress, the more they see you get blessed, the more they realize and believe that God is blessing you. That there's no other explanation. Yeah, see, they realize now that this person who said all of these negative things about you, it could have been two people. That somebody just wanted you out of the picture. They didn't care what they had to do. They didn't care what they had to say. They didn't care what, false rumors, lies, how they had to build up a situation, how they had to pull people in from over here, over there to try and co-sign with them. Somebody had to realize that, wait a minute, there's so many people that's like carrying around this lie. And at some point, someone had to wake up and realize this is just all a lie. And they knew it was a lie in the beginning. But I feel like this person was trying to appease someone. Instead of just calling them straight out like it is, are you a liar? Why would you lie on something? They was just trying to appease someone. And the more they tried to please this person, the bigger the lie got. The more that somebody brought in other people, because they felt like as long as they keep bringing people into this, it's going to be believable. It's going to be the truth. It's going to be the truth. But the more people that they brought in, someone saw that person who was lying about you, the worse they got. The more they went down, the worse they became, the more they lost, until the point where now this person is just looking crazy. Nobody wants to be around this liar because everybody knows they are nothing but a liar. This person has been thinking about this for a while now. This is something that they're wondering, why they even got involved, why they even believe this bullshit, why they even went along for the ride. And this could have been part of a family. Somebody that, you could have even stopped speaking to this family. Because it's like at some point, you're going to have to protect yourself. At some point, you have to think about your own mental health. At some point, you realize that you deserve to be happy. Someone is realizing that they put all those eggs in that basket for no damn reason. It's like they're realizing now that what they should have done was chose a different way, chose a different path. They should have chose to see the truth. You know, and whereas you, I feel like this is somebody else that came in, or somebody else that had the courage to say what was really going on. Somebody else had the courage to tell somebody, no, I think that you're looking at this the wrong way. I think that you're not really seeing what's truly being done here. I feel like that person gave them some really good advice, really strong advice. You know, especially because when you look at the fruits of your labor, you see that they see that, you know, you're going places. You know, you're looking healthy. You're looking like you're healed. You don't look like you're run down. You don't look like somebody that has been doing all of these bad things and allowing somebody just to run in and run through them and run over them. And like you got a whole line of people lined up and everybody gets a turn. You don't look like that. Your energy doesn't say that's you. Somebody was expecting you to come in. They was expecting you to come in and for you to apologize to them. But they're seeing now that you weren't going to come in and apologize. You left. Like I said, you had to leave for your own sanity. You had to leave for your own health. You had to leave so that you could be happy. You went to go find your wish fulfillment as opposed to standing around waiting for somebody else to finally wake up, to finally pull their head out of their ass and finally come to you and say, oh, I finally pulled my head out and I see that so-and-so was lying and this and that and the other. You had to walk away. I feel like God instructed you to walk away. I feel like, yeah, and stop trying to defend yourself, because you know what? There was nothing for you to have defended. You didn't do anything wrong. Especially, you know, you didn't do anything wrong, and stop trying to defend yourself against these lies. God said that they was going to take control. God is going to be the one to take control. Now somebody feels like a fool for working with this group. Believe in any of the chatter. Believe in any of the gossip. Believe in anybody that had anything negative to say about you. God, this person feels like a fool because they knew you. I feel like this person had felt like it was time for them to, you know, kind of go within and focus on their life. Focus on what it was that they needed to do. Focus on finding out their own truth. And this is somebody that's held back. They kind of stand to themselves now. But I feel like, you know, this person is going to come to you. They're going to come to you with an apology because they know that they need to make things right. They need to smooth this whole situation out. It's their responsibility, not your responsibility, because, like I said, you didn't do anything wrong. All you did was just live your life. All you did was just be able to see what was going on in the darkness, even though you weren't in the room. And this is what amazes this person, is that you were able to see what was going on in the darkness, even though you weren't even in the room. How you could see that you had these enemies, these haters, these wannabe yous. This person, I feel like they realized that, hey, create. They broke their own heart. They put themselves in a position that it's hard for them to get out of. I feel like somebody is going through some sort of spiritual conviction. They are being spiritually convicted. For their wrongdoings. For them just acting and not thinking before they acted. Doing stuff, but not really caring how it affected you. This person is receiving their karma. They most definitely are receiving their karma. And, I feel like this could be, somebody's father with their kids. And now, this father, is having this change of heart, seeing things differently now. It's waking up spiritually to understand, how things really are. And they're not how somebody that was your hater painted them out to be. This is an awakening. Somebody's actually really shocked about the information that they're finding out. They're shocked about, how on point you were, how righteous you try to live your life, and how righteous you are. How you have such good discernment about people, their characters. How you concede, things that they've done that and people are sitting there wondering, how can you even tell that I did that? How do you know? I feel like, you have psychic abilities for real. It's almost like maybe you can see people's aura, their color. I feel this is somebody they want to work on this relationship now. They want to work with you. And I feel like this is somebody who is actually looking at you, and they want to come in. They want to apologize. But like I said, they're not sure if you have them on block. And they're not sure if you would reject them the same way they rejected you. But this is somebody that wants to come in and they want to say something. This person wants to send you a message because they think of you often. And when they think of you, they think of loving thoughts. They think of how you helped them, how you stood 10 toes down for them, how you encouraged them. This person, they can't think of anything bad that you've done for them. I feel like this person knows that you've actually helped them to complete certain cycles, helped them to grow in ways that they never knew that they needed to grow. This is somebody that looks at you as very stable, very secure, very loyal, patient, honorable. And when they think about you, they really have deep regret that they even tried to work against you, that they even tried to fight against you, that they even for one moment chose the other team, chose somebody that was just doing it on a lie. Like they got a little bit of information And then they made this plan that they was going to go in this opposite direction. Well, now somebody has a new idea and they have a new plan. And they plan on turning this entire situation around. But this time, being truthful with you and especially with themselves. Because this person has clarity about this union. This person has clarity about everything that you were able to do, everything that you represent, who you are, what you bring to the table, what you will and will not accept. This person has clarity about what they've done, how they turned their back on you. Hey, Hypsee. How they allow people to gossip about you. And this is something that, hurts this person. This is something that this person has had to wake up the hard way to realize. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Like I said, it's a shock that this person is now seeing you so clearly as, you stand head and shoulders above everyone else. There's no one else that's even better than you. And yet, at some point, this person felt like they needed to protect themselves against you. It's like a total contradiction of how they feel now. No, you're not going out there. Yes, and this person, they feel like it's time to stop with whoever this was that was trying to do this black magic. It's time to let that person go, because they see that person brought nothing but confusion, nothing but chaos, nothing but being a burden and overburdening someone, nothing but curses to them. They see that person brought nothing but curses to them whenever you was a wish fulfillment. Girl, go sit down. You was a wish fulfillment for them. You were somebody that they could always count on. You were somebody that always gave to them, And this is, like I said, you gave to them. There's nothing bad that they can say about you. They see that you are that you are their family. You are the whoever made them happy. What's the message? Yeah, this person, they're also looking at you as an earth angel. They're looking at you as somebody that is, I don't know why I'm hearing the word saintly. And I feel like this person is looking at, how almost like you have the whole world in your hand. Like you look at something, you think about something, you plan something, and it happens. And they also needed to have some discernment about who was working on what and why they was doing it. Who was talking about whom and why they were saying it. What's the message, Spirit? Something about this emperor. I feel like, this emperor is really having an eye-opening experience. Like I said, this could be your father or your grandfather or your uncle or somebody in a that has a male presence. It's like in a leadership role, and they're they're looking at somebody differently now. They feel differently about someone now. They understand something differently now. Because I feel like this person, they, at one point, they knew that somebody was doing you wrong. And now it's like they feel like they're having problems sleeping because of it. They knew somebody was doing you wrong. Hey, Light Worker William. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, somebody's looking at you, and the more that they look at you, I feel like the more that they want their life to turn around. The more that, and they're watching you, like they're learning lessons from you just by watching you, just by listening to you, because the truth is coming out. And they're, like I said, the truth is coming out. The more they listen to you, the more truth your words have, the more power your words have, and the more they see that, what, they weren't seeing everything clearly, that somebody was definitely lying on you. Hey, Jerome, how are you? Now they realize somebody was definitely hating on you and lying on you. This is somebody, yes. And not only that, but, I feel like someone else is talking to this person as well. Somebody that is talking to this person and letting them know that this is somebody that holds a powerful position in this person's life, in this person that now has this clarity. And they're telling that person that you should never have had to be alone. They should have never, let you go off by yourself, or put you in a position where you felt like you had to protect yourself and you had to just leave for your own clarity, for your own peace of mind, for your own health sake. This person is letting somebody know that, you should have been there to protect that person. Hey, Letitia. Especially protecting that person from somebody shooting you the evil eye, saying all this bad shit about you, all these lies, all this gossip. I'm telling you, somebody's being spiritually convicted. They're understanding the wrongdoings that they've done and how it's affected only them, really. It affected you, but it's more so affecting themselves. I feel like this person has ghosted this group. Like, how one day they're all talking and everything, and next thing you know, this person don't have nothing to say. I feel like this person has ghosted this group and is really holding back from communicating, holding back from anything. Yeah, somebody wants to come and they want to apologize for even being a part of the chaos that they allowed in your life. And now they see that this information that they got, this little tidbit of information, it was just all a lie. There was no truth whatsoever in it at all. None. They really want to work on repairing this relationship. They really want to put in the work on repairing this relationship. They want you to know that, that they can be loyal. They can have integrity. They can, moving forward, they will have that discernment. They understand that there are different spirits around, and they understand that there is that lion spirit that, this person may look nice on the outside, but you have to really listen to the words that are coming out of somebody's mouth. You cannot just take everything at face value. Hey, Malcolm. No matter what somebody says, no matter how, if somebody says, well, even if it was, your mother, or your best friend or your cousin or your sibling, because people lie. Somebody wants to move forward. They want to travel to you. They want to have a conversation with you. And like I said, they want to propose repairing this relationship. Somebody definitely wants to send a message to you that they plan on being in your area. They plan on being near you. They want to let you know that they have completed this cycle, that they have closed this chapter of their life with these nebby nosies. People that's just trying to butt in, and start shit for no damn reason. Did I say hello, Malcolm? I can't remember if I did or not. What else, Spirit? Anything else? Somebody's in their feelings. They're in their feelings about you. And, and I feel like they're really in their feelings about you because now they see that, when it came down to it, there was a big difference between that other person and you. It's like they had to make that final judgment call about who was who. And they see now somebody just wanted to be you. This person is really having a conviction of spirit. Spirit is convicting this person. Spirit is telling this person, between right and wrong. Hi, rarest angel. Oh, rarest angel. Hello, rarest angel. How are you? I feel like, spirit is really having a conviction that somebody's going through a conviction. And they're realizing that, what, their abundance comes from being grounded, comes from being grounded and realizing who was there to really be secure their needs, their basic needs. I feel like you were very, very patient with this person, giving them an opportunity to get themselves together, but confirmation. But it seems like the more patient you were with this person, the more upset they became, the more hostile they became. And now this person has no choice but to sit back. I feel like this person is now, having this opportunity to. It's almost like, I can't tell if they're praying or if they're just meditating or they're just having a realization about what a happy family is. Maybe they're just having this realization because they're thinking about when you walked away and they was too afraid at that moment to go after you. And I don't even know if it was the fear of going after you. I feel like it was more them being stubborn, them feeling like, that they could find you anywhere. But now that this person realizes, oh, thank you, Hypsee. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I surely do. Now this person realizes that they have to heal. They have to heal what's inside of them that is broken. And there's definitely something that is not right. They're realizing that. And they're thinking about it's these actions that they took that have them on this journey. They're seeing without a shadow of a doubt. Now it's all too clear how somebody was just envious of you, how somebody was your secret hater. It's just all too clear. But yet this person was on this path that they was just thinking about money. They was just thinking about, the money would make them happy. Money would turn things around. If they made this a certain amount of money, then you will be coming back. But you weren't. Hey Tia, I feel like you kept on your temple path and you went through the door to personal healing and happiness. You kept going in your own direction, and that's what made this person even doubt themselves. They had the fact that what you kept going in your own direction. The more that they thought that you was going to come back, if they reached this level of this or whatever, you kept going. I think that's whenever it realized that this person was tipped off that what you were looking for: healthy, happy, holistic. Somebody they didn't. I feel like this person was afraid to use their own gifts. They were afraid to see life as it was and not how they wanted it to be. I feel like this person needed to, and I feel like this person was receiving information that was so strong, but for whatever reason, this person, they wanted to negate it. They wanted to act like it wasn't true. It wasn't there. Like they were just dreaming. And it had to do with you. It had to do with your love. It had to do with who you are as a person. This person even lied to themselves about your relationship, about their emotions, about how you made them feel. This person even lied about that. But now, like I said, this person is definitely receiving this conviction of spirit, these downloads. Now they feel like they have to see the truth. This person has had to work on themselves, their confidence. Hey, love plants. That's what was missing. Their own personal power. Why they felt like they needed to have other people around to hype them up, or to agree with them, or to stand on their side, or to stand with them. Something about their own, how they felt about them, their own esteem, their own self-love. This person really appreciates you now. They appreciate how you see the world, how you see both sides of a situation, how you see everything that's going on, the light and the dark. And how you don't shy away from it, but how you welcome it. Even if it is the dark, you welcome that. That way you can transmute it and turn it into something that's beautiful. This person is looking at somebody who tried this black magic. And like I said, the more black magic that they listen to this other person doing, the more lies and everything, the more that person, that magician, was going down. And now somebody who was manipulating a certain situation, they have nothing left. Absolutely nothing left. Whenever you have that afterthought of why you didn't say something, why you didn't open up your mouth and say what you knew, why you didn't dispel a rumor, dispel a lie, put somebody in their place. I feel like this is where somebody's at right now. Why they didn't. Because they know that they loved you. They love you. They know that you're very intelligent, whether it's book smarts, whether it's street smarts, whether it is, just wisdom on all parts of life, all walks of life, different people. This person knows that you're very intelligent. And I think that's one of the things that they love about you. And somebody can't just come and pull something over your eyes. Especially because you was right on when you told them about this community. You was right on. And that's why you're receiving victory. That's why, you are being looked at as somebody that is so honorable, someone that is so worthy, someone that is so respected in the community. And you know what? One thing that this person knows about you and everybody else knows about you, you have such a wonderful heart towards everyone. Your heart chakra is open. You are not afraid to express emotions. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. You're not afraid to say whatever it is that you have to say. Even though people have disrespected you, taken your kindness for a weakness, hurt you in certain ways, you still love. You're still not afraid to love. And this is why you receive such good dharma. You're very balanced. You are very balanced. That's why you receive such good dharma. And this is why I feel like this is what's missing from this person's life. This is what they realized, that they were not balanced. And that's why their life was starting to have such turmoil going through it. And the reason that this person, they feel like they were not able to, something about this door to value, and this person being able to, or needing to go within, needing to trust their own intuition. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. They realize that is what's going to take them to where they want to be. Abundant. Receiving blessings. But like I said, this person, they're feeling like a certain way because, there's so many different things that's going through this person's mind right now. They don't know, if you're going to be accepting to them. They don't know if you're going to be closed off. They don't know if you're going to go off on them, or they don't know if you're going to welcome them. They don't know what to think, what to expect. Because they do know that they hurt your heart. They do know that they made a bad decision. They do know that they fucked something up royally. And right now, this person, they also know that they can't move on from you because it's actually you hold the key to their heart. They cannot move on from you. I feel like that's why this person has that fear of rejection. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yep. Something about the angel of love and their emotions. You know, I feel like this person is needs to work on their own heart space. Girl, just a minute. Wait. They need to work on their own heart space. They need to learn how to get rid of this hostility that they're feeling on the inside, because it's affecting everything with their whole family. It's affecting all their whole life. I feel like, the reason that and that's part of the reason that you walked away, because this person couldn't decide what they wanted to do, where they needed to be. Or it's almost like, they didn't want to look at themselves. Anything else, Spirit? Then we're going to swing the pendulum. Then I got to do my straight 8. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, that same way that they rejected you, they have that same fear that you will reject them. Like you're going to put out to them what they put out to you. And that I'm telling you, this person has that fear of rejection. But they feel like, that, if you're going to break their heart and they're not going to be able to get past that, all because of this choice that they made. Hey, straight cheese. Oh my goodness. All right, let's swing the pendulum. Then I got to pay some attention to who. First you drive me cray. All right, y'all. Which way is the pendulum going to swing this morning, Spirit? And it looks like it's swinging with the no. Looks like the answer this morning is no. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I love you all. I hope to see you this evening. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. I love you all. Thank you so much for the patience while I work a full-time job and try and do this and still have a life and still have who that I got to take care of. Thank you all and have a wonderful Tuesday, okay? Bye now.